It's been a while since we'd heard from Godfrey. The comedian took to social media to address an interracial advertisement he saw in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, that featured a white man with a black woman. Godfrey said that he has a problem with this ad and would ask the question, what are they trying to say? Godfrey said he had a problem with the ad for having a white man with a black woman and asked where was the ad with a black man and a white woman. He would then go on to point out that some women of color who fight against white supremacy have white men, and wonder if having a white man as your partner would take away from their fight against white supremacy. Interracial relationships have been a long discussion in our community, so today on the show we have our comedy hype analyst, Pierre, in the studio to talk all about it. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
Check it out, y'all. I'm in the middle of black-ass Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, okay? And I'm walking by, because the thing about comedians, just artists, we pay attention to everything. Look it, I just walked past this. Now, I know it's a nice little health, it's like, I guess, a health insurance thing. Fidelis Care. Yeah, but there's this white guy and this black woman, okay? There's been a lot of this. Even at my bank, they got a black woman with a white guy. It's a lot of black women with white guy shit. You know what I mean? It's what I noticed. But in black-ass Brooklyn, all these black people are walking past this, and what are you trying to say? That it's better to get one of these? Get a white guy? And listen, and I don't want any of you interracial motherfuckers that are in an interracial relationship making these stupid ass comments like, what's wrong? Love is love. Like I said, love is love. Yeah, but don't lose your fucking who you are. And a lot of you tend to do that kind of shit. I have a problem with this. Now, first of all, where's the black dude with the white girl? First of all, we started that. Where's the black dude with the white girl? Where's that? No, because you know why? The people who run it look like him and don't want to see that. There should be black dudes with white girls. There's so many of them. But then you got the white dude with the black girl. So there's probably some black women going, I need to get me one, yup. I need to get me one. It's like this is security now.
Ooh. Now, I know a lot of people had a lot to say, but I'm interested. What was your natural reaction when you saw that?
Why are you asking me? Because I'm half black, half white. Why am I on the show today?
I mean, it fits.
Am I the person for this? No, but first of all, I know Godfrey personally. I've known him for years. A good brother. He's a very passionate brother, and he's going to push his agenda, which is his black agenda, which I have no problem with that because he sees how, he sees the lack of respect for the black culture. Right. And so he's going to be one to fight for it, and I give him props for fighting for it. And I agree with him. Same thing with that. That picture there, especially if it's in black Brooklyn, but I wonder, I've been to Brooklyn, what two streets are you talking about? I mean, just think, white folks all up in that joint, but I get what he's saying. But yeah, to see that visual all the time, to see that it's all right, and I know people say, like he said, love is love, we get that. And I used to do a joke about that, like, I don't have a problem with people liking another nationality. I just don't like when you step over your own to get to another person.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the problem I have. When you're like, I don't deal with no black woman, you're a black guy, I gotta give me a white girl. I got a problem with that. But if you run into someone you love, it is what it is at that point. But I do see, it is marketing. Right. Someone had to get behind that marketing campaign. Trust me, that picture didn't pop up for no reason at all. That ad didn't pop up. They studied it and thought about it. They know where they placed them at. So there might be a little conspiracy behind situations like that. I'm saying, hey, let's put it over here more. Let's, show this more. Do we see the same reverse in the white area? More black men with white girls in them pictures or something like that? Or even black on black pictures? Right. Do we see black families in white areas? So white people can see that black families come together.
Right.
Can I see a black husband and a black wife in Manhattan around all white folks?
Right.
If I can see that, then we can start talking differently, but I feel what he's saying.
Right. Now let me ask you, as someone who is mixed and your parents were in an interracial relationship, were you offended by anything that he said in that video?
Not at all. No. Because I've sided with the blacks.
Right.
I grew up around them, and I enjoy that too.
Yeah.
I had my choice, but I decided to go black and stuff because, once you go black, there's no need to really go to anywhere else,
Right.
Plus, y'all won't let me either, okay?
Well, Pierre, a lot of people had a lot of things to say, and a lot of people were coming for Godfrey, and he spoke back, and here's what he had to say.
It's your boy Godfrey, and you guys know the latest video that I made is a little bit controversial right now. I think this is where shit got mixed up. Some of you all, a lot of people got what I was saying, which I'm very happy about. But there was a group of people that didn't like what I said and thought that I was condoning, hey, we need to have some black men date more white women. I did not mean that shit at all. That part, maybe I said it wrong, but I was not like, hey, black men married, you should be with white women. Hell no, I am about black love for real. Real shit. Now I tried to make a point. The point of that was black love, dismantling of black manhood. That's what the whole video was about. So if some of you misinterpreted it, I'm sorry that you did, but thank you for the people who did get what I was talking about. I got a lot of support from black women, and they were like, yo, we got it. But then there was a few that came at me in the responses, and they were name calling me. And I went to their DMs and I started name calling them back because I didn't want to call them names in front of people. I went to their DMs. And then when I looked at it, you know, some of them like were calling me out saying, you call me names, but I got screenshots of people calling me names first. But then when I looked back at everything, I said, you know what? That was immature of me to even lower myself to start name calling because I was getting name called first also. So I looked back and I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a video explaining the video even more, clarifying it. Also, I want to apologize to the women that I called names.
Ooh,
Now, like you said, people were coming in and, you know, he went into their inbox and things like that. But a lot of people in the comments had a lot to say and they were starting conversations. So this is where the conversation comes from, not from Godfrey. He cleared up exactly what he meant and I thought was pretty clear. But the question is, do you think there's a double standard of a black woman dating outside of her race compared to black men dating outside of their race?
Sure. But there, in that clip, you see the compassion he has for his people.
Absolutely.
To even go back to go and apologize. You know, he realized he wanted to be the bigger man in the situation.
Yeah.
You know, I'm quite sure, I love you, Godfrey, but if there had been some white people who did this, he wouldn't have went back in there and apologized. But he wants to make sure that sisters and people don't, you know, get him misconstrued of what he says.
Absolutely.
So he will fight for that. And I think you got to respect him for him to go back to even apologize and realize, and big himself, you know, and I big him up for even saying, hey, man, I made a mistake. I ain't have to go tit for tat because you're going down there. Because trust me, in these comments, y'all be putting in, I could go tit for tat through them.
And you have to know who the messenger is, because even when I saw the first video, I wasn't offended because I know who Godfrey is.
Right,
like, I've seen Godfrey put his neck on the line for black women, so I wasn't offended.
But it is a double standard. I
Right.
mean, you know, it just seems like when you get a black woman, you've won a prize, which is deservedly so, you know. But when you see a white guy with a white, like, oh, okay, he done came up.
Right.
But when you see a brother with a sister, with a white girl, it's like, you know, he must be there for the money, or he's a lower situation than her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel that a lot of times. So he's just using her for whatever profit and gain he can get. The black man with the white woman. But reverse, I think it is. You guys get bigged up when you see a white dude like, oh, he came up all right.
Yeah.
I don't see, you know.
Do you think it stems from what Godfrey mentioned about like the advertisement that we're seeing? Like it's pushed when you see a black woman with a white man. It's like, hey, this is okay, but it's hardly ever that you see a black man with a white woman in these advertisements.
I mentioned that one time on my social media about that. I've know so many commercials now that have the white man in the car driving his black wife and his interracial kids back there. You know, you see that a lot more than you see the brother with that, because we're still looked at as monsters. You know, we're still demonized. You know, and even in white people's eyes, the advertisers who run these advertising companies, they still see that. I don't care what they say. Oh no, we're changing around. You ain't changed it fast enough.
Right.
You know, you still. And if a black guy is with a white girl, a white woman, he's a brown-skinned black guy, or he on some nerdy stuff.
Right.
You know, but it's not a visceral black man, strong black man with a white woman.
Right.
You know, he's always some bow tie corny. Hey, Marge, you know, we getting something to eat this morning? How's the cereal for a brother? You know, you don't see no brother. Yo, what's up? You know, we don't have that about ourselves.
So you'd agree it's just another way to put our men down and to break apart the black family.
Yeah. But we got to keep fighting for it. We got to keep fighting. You know, I fight all the time for black love. If you don't believe me, you can ask my white girlfriend. She'll tell you.
You know they're gonna put it in the comments.
What you need to do, put it in the comments.
But seriously, I do think it is important. I think it's a conversation that needs to be had in our community, because I do believe as a black woman that there is a double standard. It is when you see a black woman with a white man, it's like, okay, cool, that's okay, I'm okay with that. But as soon as you see a black man with a white woman, there's some issues. If there's gonna be an issue, there needs to be an issue, but none of this. We need to have a conversation, because I think it is important to see black families together in these advertisements on the forefront.
But amongst black people, do we say the same thing? When I see a black man with a white girl, we think kind of, you know, he's a sellout, he's getting that. But when we see a white woman, a black woman, do black women say, she's sellout. She's a sellout. Or girl, you got you a white girl, man. You got that thing going. You got a good credit now. Do we do the same thing? You're a black woman.
That's it. Honestly, I mean, I think in my circle, it's gonna be a little different. But if I'm thinking about broad, I don't think there's enough of, you know, and not even enough of. There isn't people that are saying that to black women, like, oh, you done stepped over there. They aren't criticized because it's pushed as if it's okay. And as we know, I think Godfrey make a great point. Advertisement is key. That's what you see pushed all the time. Like, hey, this is okay. This is acceptable. Like, he's going to love you. And every time you see these advertisements, like, she's so happy and things like that. Like, you wouldn't be happy with a black man. So I do, like I said, I do agree it's a double standard. And it's unfortunate. But I think, like Godfrey said, it's important to also see these things and understand what the bottom line is, where this comes from. So you heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts about Godfrey's stance? But also, do you think there's a double standard for black women to date outside of their race compared to black men? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Put it in the comments.
Protect black culture. For real this time.